Today I'm going to take you through a couple of my Yamaha guitars, including the Yamaha Attitude basses. We're going to look at the tonal difference on the P pickup for each of them. Most of them are passive, but I have an active passive that I'm going to go through. I'm going to use the Line 6 Helix LT with a standard configuration of amp, compressor, cab, no other effects and no post-processing. So let's have a look at the Helix and then let's have a look at the guitars. So let's take a look at the Helix LT and the config I'm using for this demo. So here you've got Helix Edit. I've got a guitar plug-in. I am using the input gate. I then go into a standard Ampeg SVT4 Pro. The settings for this are the normalized settings that you get when you go to John Willis's Dr. Tone's Helix Lab website. The link will be in the thing below. He's done a fantastic job of normalizing all the amps. I really liked what he's done with the SVT4 Pro, so I use that as my go-to amp. If you want to check those settings out, go to his site and you'll see those. I've got the dynamic comp. I'm using the Rochester. I prefer it between the amp and the cab. For some reason that works really well for me. This is the stock settings. I've just added the comp and it's stock. The cab I'm using for this example is the 1x15 Ampeg B15. Again, this is the stock. I've added that. 67 condenser mic, 1 inch away. I've done nothing about the low cut, high cut. That's how it comes. I've tried to stay as standard as possible across the board. The idea wasn't to get a customized tone. It was to see the difference in the same settings from each bass. So that's why I haven't done too much playing around. On the output, again, it's just center out, left, right. I've recorded it straight into Reaper as the DAW. There is no post-processing, so what you're hearing is coming straight out of whatever Helix is giving me for those. So let's have a listen and see how it all sounds. So this is the stock off-the-shelf Yamaha Attitude LTD1. It's the Billy Sheehan signature bass, the current model. It is configured with a maple fretboard. It has 2 pickups, a neck pickup based on the EBO and a P pickup. At the moment, this is configured with the stock pickups. I haven't changed those over to the new Damasio Relentless. I'll do that later on, and then we'll see the difference between the two. This bass has 2 outputs, left and right, one for each of the pickups. You can run it in stereo mode, which allows you to run, mono mode, which allows you to have one output coming from both pickups. Blend is based then on the volume controls. There is also a high cut filter on the tone, and the tone knob controls the front pickup. It has a hipshot detuner, a standard, and the body construction is a bolt-on neck, but they introduced with the LTD3 this screws go in this way and pull it forward. Billy Sheehan does a number of videos on this to explain how and why and the benefits, but my understanding and the way I get the feeling from it is the bolt-on is much more stronger than the standard 2-3 bolts, and this one pulls it through, so the neck it goes all the way through, almost like a set neck type of tone, more neck to body construction. So let's have a listen to see how this one sounds. Next up, we have the Limited 2. This was my very first Billy Sheehan Attitude bass. In fact, this is my first real expensive bass. This has been through lots, you know, all the gigs up from the last 15 years I've done with this, all the recording's been done with this. Similar to the LTD3, it has dual output, the same pickups. This one's push-pull instead of pull, but again, volume, tone with the mid-boost cut. Still with the hipshot detuner. Maple fretboard, and the body joint, you can see there's only two screws holding on. Now, still quite sturdy. If you watch any videos from Billy Sheehan, he's doing lots of sideways neck bends. It doesn't move. But with the added new ones on the Limited 3 and the new BB series, you get that sort of more neck to body tone in there. The only modifications I've done to this, I've sanded the back of the neck, make it a bit smoother to play, and I've done the Billy Sheehan epoxying on the pickups to make them a bit more smooth and adjusted to the radius of the thing. Allows you to have them higher and not make the noise. Again, Billy does lots of videos on how and why, so check that out. And let's see how it sounds. This is the original production model, the Limited 1. This is the first one that Yamaha and Billy brought out on a production model as far as I'm aware. It has, again, the two pickups, two outputs, one for each, and it has a pull for mono. This one doesn't have the pull on the tone. It has a switch and there's a volume for the front. Each of the guitars, these Attitudes from this model onwards, all have scallops on the fretboard from here. Allows you to get more bend whilst maintaining that pressure without the string buzz, etc. Not for everybody. I really like it. It came with the hipshot detuner, and you can see it had a bolt-on neck. Again, this was more sturdy than the Fenders at the time, but not that through body song you get with the Limited 3. Beautiful, might not see it in the video, but it's got a beautiful like a rose gold coloring in the paint job on the fretboard. Beautiful. I did see in a video recently with Billy saying that these fret markers were really hard to see under red lights on the stage, so he moved away from those from the next two models. But beautiful. Let's see how that one sounds. So this is the Yamaha BB7, no it's not, it's a 434. P Jazz pickup arrangement in these ones. Very lightweight body, you can hold this all night. It has a volume control for the front pickup, a volume control for the back pickup, and it has a tone control that covers both. Now the blend between these is I can turn all of it off, or I can blend in as much of the back one that I want. So there's no blend model. It's just you control the blend through the tone controls. This one, rosewood fretboard. The bolt-on is the same as what's on the Limited 3. So they've moved this into these production model, less expensive guitars, which is fantastic by Yamaha. Pull through again, so you get that nice necked body. Now what they started doing with the 434 and above is they've also introduced string through the body. So strings come through the bridge. You can either do them traditionally and would come out the back, or you can go through the body, which allows you to get that nice string through body, neck through body. So you almost got that old set neck, really good tone coming out of it. If I had a recommendation for new Attitudes, I would suggest that, but I'm not Billy. And he plays a lot more than I do, so. Nice pinstriping up the back, maple neck, no detuner. Passive pickups. I was lucky enough to win this one at as a lucky door prize at an event at in NAMM last year, and signed by Billy Sheehan. So I don't play this. I collect this one, but let's see how it sounds anyway. Sorry, this one also is the only one you're going to hear that's using the stock. I believe they use Diodario strings, XLLs. Everything else is using the Billy Sheehan roto, so there'll be a little tonal difference from that. Let's go. So this is the Attitude BB734. It's an active passive bass. It's built on the same body shape and technique as the 434. However, it's got active passive pickups. So it has a switch to go from passive to active. I have in passive mode a volume for the master volume, and I have a selector switch to go between the two. So in the middle is both, or full on to P, etc. I like to have mine on this sound a little bit more P, and then you have a tone control. In active mode, you then have an active EQ, so volume is still the same, selector is still the same, but you now have a bass, middle, treble, 3-band EQ to play with. Similar to the 434, it's got a rosewood fretboard. It has the better quality bridge, but again, still straight through. The pickups are, I believe they're the version 7 Yamaha pickups versus the 5s on the 734. These are the same pickups you get on the Japanese expensive one. The neck is set the same as the 434 and the Attitude Limited 3 with the pull through. So same with the 434, I'm getting string through body, and I'm also getting the neck through body for that tone. Battery selector. Same neck, maple neck. You won't see it in the video, the stripes are still there, but they've given it a non-stick coating on the back, which is quite good. I've not had to sand this back. It's really nice to play. Came stock without the hipshot detuner. Two things happened. It fell over and I broke the E1, and also I wanted to add a detuner anyway. So the detuner drops to from an E to a D. If you're interested in putting these in, there's a number of videos on the web. Track for new players. Use the countersunk screws they provide. If you use the ones that came out of the guitar, it won't drop properly. It gets stuck and it only goes to like a D sharp. That took me about 3 hours to work out. Don't do that. So let's see how this one goes. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope there was a bit of information to it. These guitars all range in price. The 434 is outstanding value. I don't know what it is worldwide, but in Australia it's around the $400–500 mark. It is outstanding value for that price. The 734, again, this is a very professional based equipment. I went for this specifically because I wanted a active bass. And after playing a number of them, the felt was really good. It felt very similar to the Attitude. Neck wasn't quite as wide, but felt the same. I really like these. The Attitude I play all the time. It's my #1 bass. I've gone from the 2 to the 3 recently, and it is the best bass I've ever played in my life. So the 2 I mainly use is this one and the 3, but mainly the 3. Hope you liked it. Hope you learnt something. If you liked what you saw, or you're interested in some other stuff, there's some gear videos, some covers and some live videos on our YouTube channel. Please check it out. Leave some comments. Please leave some comments about here to say what you do and don't like about these Yamaha basses. I think they're fantastic. Catch you in the next one.